Today we're going to talk about Trump's latest and by far one of his dumbest obsessions, buying Greenland.
Donald Trump is being transparent about what he wants. He wants a Nobel Peace Prize because he wants what he wants when he wants it. He's being a brat. And as a mother, I'm telling you, this is a boy that's never been told no. And this doesn't belong to you. To Scott, I would say Greenland's not for sale. That's nice that America wants to buy it. They have said, we're not for sale. We do not want to be bought. The people in Denmark are saying, we're not selling it. So I don't know why we keep talking about it like America's the biggest boy in the room and we have the most money and we'll come in here and take it. And I would also say, if it is for sale, where are they getting the $700 billion they're suggesting they're buying it from? Because that would come from the American taxpayer. And we want things like healthcare and education and new roads and bridges and those kind of things. And we're going to spend, what, $700 billion to buy an island that isn't for sale? I think it's ludicrous. I think we're acting like the biggest brat. We look terrible on the world stage. And if you're part of NATO and then you start acting like you're not going to back up NATO, you're going to actually take things from them, then it makes us look terrible. And it's just poor leadership.
In the year 2026, when Americans are struggling to get groceries, pay rent, find affordable healthcare, the President of the United States is focused on buying an island that has said itself that it is not for sale. And Lee nails it. I mean, Trump is just being a brat. It's not even about Greenland itself. I mean, honestly, it probably could have been any country or any territory. But the second Greenland said that it's not for sale, he decided he had to have it. Because Trump is a billionaire who believes that he can buy anything he wants and that everything is for sale. Except for one tiny issue, Greenland actually is not for sale. They said no. But I mean, beyond that, if Greenland was for sale, where is this $700 billion coming from? $700 billion with a B. I can't even wrap my head around that amount of money. So for some context, the entire budget of the Department of Education is only $80 billion. And the Affordable Care Act subsidies that help 20 million Americans afford more affordable healthcare, that's only $20 billion a year. So he could literally fund both the Department of Education and the Affordable Care Act subsidies for 7 years without any taxes with that $700 billion. But instead, he's talking about eliminating the Department of Education and letting those Affordable Care Act subsidies expire. Here's some other fun comparisons for what $700 billion could do. That could wipe out half of the student loan debt in America. It could give literally every single American household just over $5,000. We could fix every single bridge in America. We could give every public school teacher a $40,000 raise. We could make insulin free for every diabetic American for more than 100 years. There are so many ways that this $700 billion could go to actually making the lives better for Americans. But instead, he just wants to buy Greenland.
You told Norway's prime minister that you not winning the Nobel Peace Prize made you feel less obligated to think purely of peace.
Well, I lost a lot of respect for Norway. And I believe very strongly that Norway controls the Nobel Prize. But you have to understand, I settled 8 wars. I've had every one of those wars, every participant wrote, I didn't ask him to do it. They sent in strong they make recommendations for that. But I settled 8 wars. No president's probably ever settled 1 war. I don't know, think of it. I did 8. The reason I do it is because it's easy for me to do. And I didn't do it for a Nobel Prize. I did it because I'm saving a lot of lives. I'm trying to settle the final one. I'm trying to do Russia-Ukraine. And when Russia's ready, Ukraine's not. When Ukraine's ready, Russia's not. But they're losing 25,000 people a month on average. And I'm trying to get that one done. But no, I feel that Norway has tremendous control over who gets the Nobel Prize, despite what they say.
This is a window into Trump's entire worldview. Every single thing that he does is transactional and just about what he can get out of it. He sees international relations, diplomacy, literally even peace itself as just a way to accumulate awards and recognition. He says he lost a lot of respect for Norway for not giving him the Nobel Peace Prize. I mean, do we hear literally how dumb that sounds? This is the President of the United States saying that he's lost respect for the leader of another country because some prize committee decided not to give him the prize that he wanted. He says he's settled 8 wars. I mean, what? 8 wars. Literally, Trump's favorite thing to do is just spit out some random number and hope the people listening aren't paying attention and aren't going to fact check him, because what 8 wars are we talking about? But then he says he didn't do it for the Nobel Peace Prize. Okay, then why are we talking about it? Why did he ever even bring it up? Greenland is part of Denmark, but it's close to Norway. So do we think it's a sudden coincidence that now Trump is obsessed with expanding into that region? The same region that disrespected him by not giving him his prize? This is not how adults behave. This is not how presidents should behave. But this is how Trump acts, because everything is about his ego. and the second his ego gets bruised, the rest of us have to pay the price.
$100,000 per resident. There's a little over 56,000 residents in Greenland, and he wants to actually activate the economy of the island and let its citizens benefit and capitalize on the vast natural resources. Only the U.S. can do this, giving residents there a chance to build real significant wealth.
Let's get this straight. Trump wants to give $100,000 to each of Greenland's 56,000 residents. I'll total that up for you. That's $5.6 billion, on top of the $700 billion that it would cost to buy Greenland in the first place. He has a whole financial plan for people in another place. Meanwhile, back in America, we can't rebuild crumbling bridges or fix potholes in your neighborhood. We've got teachers buying school supplies out of their own pockets. We've got Americans rationing insulin. We've got families afraid to go to the doctor because they're not sure they can afford the bill after. This is the same president who said that we can't afford to extend the Affordable Care Act healthcare subsidies. The same president who said we can't afford to expand Medicaid and can't afford infrastructure investment. But we suddenly have hundreds of billions of dollars to buy Greenland?
We have to secure Greenland. It will happen. Dana is right. She's never been wrong in any of her predictions. The United States always secures our interests economically, militarily, either by force or purchase. Louisiana purchase, Alaska, the Philippines. We even got the Marshall Islands after World War II. You don't even know where they are, Greg.
Yeah.
We got the moon. I think we own it. And I know we own it. And when the world changes, we change. So globalism's dead. We have to protect our own supply lines. We have to protect ourselves from missiles coming in from China.
This should give you some insight into how truly dumb Trump and his cronies' decision-making process is. First, I just need everyone to know we don't own the moon. That's not even the point of this video, but I genuinely need everyone watching to know that we do not own the moon. But anyway, here's what's actually happening in this clip. Jesse Waters is doing the work of normalizing an insane idea. This is how it works with Trump and Fox News. Trump says something completely unhinged, and then his media allies go on TV and make it sound a little more reasonable. Oh, it's just about protecting ourselves from Chinese missiles. It's just strategic interests. No, what Trump wants is to literally invade a self-governing territory with 56,000 actual people living there. And notice how quickly they go from purchase to by force, whether they like it or not. That escalation happened in 15 seconds. He is advocating for the US to use military force against Denmark, one of our oldest allies, because Trump decided he wants to.
The future of Greenland is a decision for Greenland and for the Kingdom of Denmark. We are NATO partners with Denmark, and so our full partnership stands. Our obligations on Article 5, Article 2 of NATO stand, and we stand full square behind those.
That's the Prime Minister of Canada going on record and reminding everyone that if the US invades Greenland, NATO would be obligated to defend against us. We have reached the point where our closest ally, Canada, we're talking about Canada, has to publicly clarify that they would honor their NATO obligations if we attack Denmark. Article 5 of NATO says an attack on one member is an attack on all. It's a collective defense clause that has been the backbone of Western security since 1949. It has been invoked only one time. That was when our allies helped us after 9/11. Think about how absolutely ridiculous that is. Trump's obsession with Greenland has gotten so far out of hand that Canada has to issue a warning to the US. And the same allies who helped us out after 9/11 would now have to defend against us. This isn't some real estate deal that Trump is negotiating. He's creating a real international crisis over his own ego to the point where our allies have to draw hard lines against us. We are literally an embarrassment. Other countries are embarrassed watching us threaten to blow up decades of alliances over an island that doesn't want us there. So to recap, Trump promised to put America first. Instead, as usual, he is literally only putting his own ego first. Trump wants to spend $700 billion of taxpayer money by an island that has over and over again said that they are not for sale. And then he wants to spend $5.6 billion, sending every single Greenland resident a check, hoping maybe that'll win them over. Meanwhile, here in America, the country that he's actually supposed to be leading, Americans can't afford housing or healthcare or childcare. Our infrastructure is crumbling, our schools are underfunded, and apparently we have hundreds of billions of dollars lying around for a vanity project that literally nobody wants except for Trump. This is entirely about Trump's ego dragging us into an international crisis while Americans at home can't even afford to get groceries. The fact that we're even having this conversation, that we're actually talking about the US invading Greenland, shows you how truly off the rails things have gotten. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, but more importantly, as always, call your elected representatives, and I'll see you next time.